Jake, since you're warmed up, we'll have you start, and then Mitch, and then Sean. Ryan, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time today.
Absolutely happy to be here.
All right, Ryan, you are one of a few Washington natives on this roster for BYU. How does it feel to be going to face off against Washington State?
Yeah, obviously really excited to kind of go back home, maybe play in front of some more friends and family. But yeah, no, always thankful for an opportunity to play and for it to be back in the home state. It's just going to make it even that much more fun.
How much family are you going to have there? I guess this is kind of a two-part question. How much family are you going to have there? And did you ever go to Washington State games growing up?
Yeah, so I'll have hopefully like 10 to 15 family members there. Really as many tickets as I can get from. Like what we'll be able to find people to use them. And then, yeah, growing up, we'd go to games, not a ton, but we'd go to a couple a season. And no, just being able to kind of go back there and now play in that stadium rather than just kind of watch a game is going to be a cool opportunity.
Ryan, your brother played nearby Idaho. Did you grow up as a Washington State fan at all? Or I know you had mentioned you went to a few games, but did you grow up a Wazoo fan at all?
I wouldn't say I was like a diehard fan by any means. I don't know. I didn't really follow college football a whole lot, so I wasn't like partisan to really any team. But no, I mean, whenever we had the chance to go watch a game, of course, we're going to root for the home team, and it was always a good atmosphere being down there. And yeah, my older brother, he played in Moscow, like 8 miles away or whatever it was. So we were down in that area a lot growing up.
Ed Lamb told us that he wanted to have you possibly as a defensive end. He thought of you as a good enough athlete to play on at the end. Did you ever consider that? Was that ever a talking point in your recruitment?
I mean, especially when I got home off my mission, like they pressed it. They definitely pressed it. And I had kind of already set in my mind that I was going to be punting. And obviously I think it's been working out for me. I'm happy to be in the position I am, but if needed, like, of course I would have done anything for the team, but I'm happy to be punting. It's a lot easier on my body.
Okay, we'll go Sean and then Darnell and Jay.
Yeah, Ryan, just to kind of follow up a little bit about Washington State, because there's not a ton of overlap between sort of BYU fans and Wazoo fans and that kind of thing, even despite the I guess it's pretty close geographically. Can you just kind of describe to us what the, I guess, kind of the brand is of the team in the area, sort of where you grew up in Eastern Washington and everything? And I recognize you're probably from college basketball territory, right down the street from Gonzaga, I believe. But,
yeah.
But what's just kind of the viewpoint of Wazoo up there in that area?
I mean, Wazoo is a great school. Funny enough, like a lot of my teachers growing up, whether it was elementary, middle school, or high school, like there's a lot of alumni who kind of stay around the area. And so they're very proud of it. They're always supporting them. And so it's a very loyal fan base, which might be part of the reason why there's not a lot of overlap between WSU and BYU. But no, it's a really fun atmosphere. The fans are very loyal. And so, yeah, that was kind of the main thing growing up. Was a lot of my teachers were from there, and they always talked highly of it. So that's what I could give you.
Darnell, go ahead.
Yeah, Ryan, tell me the importance of a guy like Jacob Bourne. I was just talking to him. He's one of your gunners on the punt cover team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jake, man, could not speak highly enough of him. He is he's just a workhorse. We lift at the same rack together, so I mean I mean I see him grinding every day, and to kind of see that pay off on the field this year especially. I mean, I'm so grateful to have him as one of my gunners because he's just going to work his tail off. He's really sound on his assignments. Like you know exactly what you're going to get from him, and it's awesome. Every time he makes a play on the field, I couldn't be more happy for him.
Thanks.
Hey Ryan, growing up there in Spokane, did you know the Barrington brothers at all? Did you?
Yeah,
I know you were kind of across the valley from them, but
yeah, no. So we grew up in the same stake actually, and we played YMCA basketball with each other. Our parents were really close friends. And so we went to rival high school, so I don't think we were as close as our parents. But, I mean, we played them in basketball every year, and I just remember I mean, they were loads. Obviously, they're loads now, and they were just beasts back then. So Clark would go out, Campbell would come in, and I was just, I was hating defending them. That was a fun time.
So what are they like interacting with each other, brothers on the same team? Do you see much of that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not on the O-line, but from an outsider's perspective, it's really cool to be able to see them perform at such a high level, perform on such a high-performing offensive line. And, I mean, you can tell it's got to be fun playing with your brother. You just have that trust there. Obviously, they're going to hold each other to a high standard, and I think it's really cool for them to be able to learn from one another, especially being in similar positions. But yeah, it's so cool to see. And I mean, having grown up with them, it's just kind of like, wow, we're here. It really is a dream come true.
Looks like we got time for one more question from Mitch.
Yeah, Ryan, just wanted to ask, through 2 days of practice, how do you feel maybe the vibe, the scene of the feeling of the team preparing for this Washington State group that is facing a lot of uncertainty? How would you describe practice thus far this week?
Yeah, I think we've had a couple of really great practices. I mean, obviously the past 2 weeks haven't gone the way that we wanted. But the thing that I love about our team is that nobody's going to get down on ourselves. We're not going to point fingers or anything like that. Like we all have room to improve. And so I think we've just come into this week really hungry to learn from the past 2 weeks. And then moving forward, just doing our 111th. What can we do to help the team? And what can we do to just be better than our last week's performance?
Thanks, Ryan.
Ryan, thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good
Good
one.
luck with your homecoming this week.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone, for joining. And any questions?